how do we unlock more blessings into our lives, and how do we get ahead? You hear a lot about manifestation, thinking about what you want and manifesting it by repeating affirmations. This is a different take on how we can manifest more blessings into our lives. And it's not the common concept that we're taught. The concept that I want to present is the idea that by putting God first, your needs will be put first. And this is for people who believe in God. For people who believe in God, you have religious duties. And so when we look at our lives, we put our responsibilities and duties to God last. And we put the world first, we put people first. And God is the only one who controls your affairs. And by prioritizing Him, you allow Him to prioritize you. And by putting Him last, that delays what you want in your life. And as part of that, I think two other qualities we need to have to unlock more blessings into our lives. The first is gratitude. We really underestimate the power of gratitude and the power of gratitude in unlocking more. It's very easy to be grateful when things are going good, when everything's going right. But when things are going wrong, it's very easy to fall into ingratitude. What gratitude is essentially recognizing what you already have and focusing on what you have. So it's directing you to focus on good, focus on the positive rather than the negative. When you're in the state of wanting, you're in the state of not appreciating what you already have, and you're always going to be in a better position than someone else. There's always going to be someone who has it harder than you. And so there's always space for gratitude in our lives. And you hear it a lot, gratitude, having a gratitude journal. But more than that, it's really feeling gratitude for the things that you already have in life. And that can be difficult when you're in testing times and when you're experiencing a hardship. But it is in that moment of hardship that gratitude is powerful. And that's where you unlock even more blessings into your life, by being grateful. We in self-development, you should always go towards things that are more difficult. We should always work towards overcoming what is difficult. And being grateful when things are hard is so difficult to do, but it's immensely rewarding. So that is the first quality. The second quality is patience. When you haven't got what you want, it requires you to be patient, and it requires you to wait. And we hate waiting. We want things, and we want things now, and we want things our way. But our way is not always the best way, and we have to believe that whatever plan God has for us, His plan is better than what plan we have in mind. Because we don't have the foresight, and we can't see everything in its full reality. We lack that understanding. And so being patient with God's plan. If you think about any success that you want, anything that you want, there's always a period of difficulty before you get something huge in your life. And so you should ask yourself, what person do I need to become to attract this blessing? So if you're in a moment of difficulty, you haven't got to where you want to be, you look at the people around you and they've already made progress in areas that you haven't. Being patient with the time, being patient with the trial, that you do have setbacks, but you have to be patient with that trial. You have to be patient with yourself. And everything great comes after a period of hardship. Like, we as human beings appreciate something more once we've achieved it through hard work. Anything that comes easy, we don't have value for it. And so the larger the blessing that you want, the greater sacrifice it might require. If you think of it like an examination or like a trial, There are multiple outcomes in an examination. You could get A star, A, B, and all the rest. And for you to pass the test, you need to do certain things and you need to be a certain person to pass this examination, to pass this test. And the better gratitude, the better patience, the better your ability to be grateful, that will reveal your level, whether that's an A star, whether that's a D, or whether that's a B. And the better you get at the end, which is that if you pass with an A for your patience and you pass with an A for your gratitude, the better outcomes that's going to result in, and the better opportunities and doors that's going to open for you. If you're in some difficulty at this moment, look at it as an examination, look at it as a trial. That your patience is being trialed, your gratitude is being tested, your character is being tested. There's something that you need to develop. And so focusing on the journey more than the end result, and focusing on the journey and what you need to do and who you need to become to pass this test. And just like in the real world, when the higher grades you get, the higher or the better opportunities open for you. The more failures you have in your examination, the less opportunities open for you. And that is the same thing with the tests in life. The more you can pass with higher grades, the more opportunities and better blessings and better success you will have in life. And the less you pass and the more failure you have, the less opportunities you have. And so this is a different mindset on how to manifest great things in your life, how to manifest things you wouldn't think of, things that are beyond your comprehension, things that you never thought you could achieve in life. So it's not just manifesting the things that you can actually think about. It's not just thinking about, oh, I want a house and just getting the house. It's getting the house that you thought you could never get. It's getting the partner you thought you could never have. That is the type of blessings that we want to achieve, want to attract and manifest in our lives. And the way we do that is through gratitude and patience.